I was just watching a documentary about methamphetamine because a few years ago I lost a friend to drug addiction. And I wanted to know just what he was going through. I spent a lot of time growing up with him, and anyway, I'm very fortunate to come from a good background where I've never resorted to trying any of that stuff. I mean, I did try marijuana at one point because I found it helpful for some mental health issues, but I actually find I have a much better solution. I'll get to that solution in a second. I tried nicotine pills at one point to stay up to write computer games. I was cramming for a conference, and I was abusing nicotine pills in the weeks leading up to the conference. I have since found that there's a lot more to life than to cram a couple conferences. I actually wish I had gone to the conference to have a fun time and not try to win. I think I won 4 gold medals that year, the year when I was abusing the nicotine. But unfortunately, so they were talking about how when people smoke meth, they become very paranoid and uptight. And unfortunately, there is a substance that I use, I don't abuse it anymore, but I used to abuse it, that also causes me to feel uptight and paranoid all the time. Give you an idea. I was recently dealing with some very difficult workplace situations, and I had taken 12 to 16 hours away from my drug, and I sailed right through the tough situation at work. Actually, there were multiple times like that. And then a couple weeks ago, I was only 3 hours after using the drug, and I went to look at my bill for the Airbnb that I'm staying at, and the owner had made a very honest mistake. Now, the problem was that I was uptight, and when I called him, I started with something like, "You are wrong!" And after I had gotten off the drug for 12, 14 hours, I went back to apologize to him, but I think I very badly strained our relationship. The problem is that, my friend, he could have stopped using meth. It might have been challenging, but at least he wouldn't die from stopping using meth. I would die if I stopped my drug completely. I'm talking about food, obviously. Now, the tricky part is that what I try to do is only eat when I have a safe 8 hours, right before bed, right? So when I'm out in public, I always have a good 8 to 10 hour fast. The problem is that I always eat and then realize I have another problem, like the issue with the landlord. I mean, I didn't get that message on Airbnb until later that day when I thought I was safely at home. I should have waited till the next day to call him. I just don't like to hang on to baggage. Next time I'll know to wait till a fasted state to deal with issues like that. But another time, I thought I had the rest of the day to myself. I ate and I went out, and I went to a restaurant to eat, and I came back, and the owner had made a mistake and accidentally locked the Airbnb. It's a password entry, and I got very uptight dealing. It was a different landlord back in Ellensburg. I got very uptight dealing with him, and unfortunately, I wish I could quit the drug of choice. I'm looking for ways to get around it. Maybe even calorie restriction, even if I'm not completely fasting, can help, apparently. I tend to do better with fasting, though. I don't have the kind of willpower to do any sort of calorie restrictions. Eating just leads to more eating. But maybe that's something that I have to work on. Anyways, it's medicine and it's poison at the same time, which is why it makes it so tricky, right? Actually, a lot of things are like that. Thanks for watching.